On this video, I would like to discuss an interesting topic on how people make the buying decision. So let me ask you the question first. Buying decisions, are they logical decisions or are they emotional decisions? It's a question you've heard in sales training 1,000 times. It's all over the internet and it's in every training room for sales professionals. But some people still get it wrong. So what do you think? A buying decision, is it a logical decision? Is it a emotional decision? Now I know left brain, right brain will enter the picture here. Left brain are the logical, rational thinkers, sequential, structured thinkers, fact-based people, and the right brain are the emotional, intuitive, gut feeling, relationship, inspirational, emotional kind of thinkers. So right brain, left brain does come into the picture, but not when it comes to really making the decision. Now, I know you may not agree with this when you're watching the video, especially if you're a left brain person, or if you're selling a product that's very technical and rational, or what we call a left brain product. But let's talk about this a little. Bear with me and you'll understand where I'm going with this by the end of this video. See, there are two schools of thought. The first school of thought is that buying decisions are logical, and chances are you'll find most of the left brain salespeople in that group. And then there is, of course, the emotional. Now, there is also a school of thought which says that some products we need to be logical in our buying decision, some products we need to be emotional. Not true at all. Not in the buying decision, but in the process that leads towards the buying decision, I agree. I agree that in some cases you have to be emotional and in some cases you have to be logical or both. But when it comes down to the actual buying decision, it will always be an emotional decision. So we would use logic and rationale in the selling process. We would evaluate options, we would study information, we would do an analysis, we would compare, and we would look at all past history and trends and data, and all of that is where we are using the logic and the rationale and structure and sequence and fact finding in our buying decision. So that is logical 100%. But as a result of doing all of that analysis and logic and research and evaluation, as a result of doing all of that, we will feel good about it or not feel good about that investment. There is a feeling that will be generated. We will be happy, this is a good investment, or we will not feel good about it, saying this is not what we want to do. You see, the decision is made on that feeling that comes out as a result of the logical analysis and research. So the buying decision will always be based on whether you feel good after all of that or you don't feel good. So the buying decisions are always going to be emotional decisions. So a great question that you want to build into your arsenal of questions could be, especially after you have presented your product to the client, or after you have answered objections, you might want to ask the client a simple question. Mr. Prospect, how do you feel about what I just told you? How do you feel about what I've just shown you? And people will actually process their feelings and tell you, because you know that you need to change the feeling because the decision is going to come on the feeling. You may need to use the logic to change the feeling, but it's the feeling that gives you the decision, and that's the reason why a great question to ask would be, how do you feel about this investment? How do you feel about what I've shown you? How do you feel about that concern now? Try it and see how clients will actually open up and share with you, and you will be able to influence that to close more effective deals. Good luck and happy selling.